Hey guys, we've been getting a lot of questions about our The And experience, and the good news is you can pick up a copy of the And card game right now on our Shopify. So follow the link below and get a copy for you, friends, and family.
When you think of the first time we met, what do you remember?
Alcohol.
Good answer.
I remember playing soccer and seeing you sitting on a cooler talking to Lisa. Was that her
Yes.
name?
Yeah.
And
And you thinking that I was trying to hook up with when that wasn't.
well, I figured you guys were chatting or something. So, of course, I was like, tattoo boy is mine. And I remember looking and seeing the Super Mario 3 tattoo. And yeah, you were the only one who thought it was fun to be
At the bounce house?
at the bounce house. And I remember Bud Light Lime.
So happy we don't drink that anymore.
Do you remember anything?
Of course, I remember being extremely inebriated to the point where I walked to the stadium by myself and completely forgot to even say goodbye to you. And you having the right seat, maybe 3 rows behind me, and then walking up to me and ending up giving me your phone number. And me catching a t-shirt at the game and trying to give it to you and you denying me. So, yeah, I remember that. I remember that I also still have the same t-shirt in my closet 5 years later.
True. What do you love about our relationship?
That you're my best friend.
I agree. I love that we're I love that we're different.
Yeah, we're completely different.
Like we balance each other. Like I can be emotional when you're more grounded, or you'll be emotional when I'm more grounded. And
Except if we're watching Up.
well, I mean, you have to be soulless to not watch Up and not cry
This is
within
true.
the first 10 minutes.
How do you describe me to others?
No, I usually say that you're like this punk guy with all these tattoos. They're all very colorful. And then it usually leads to a follow-up of like, what kind of tattoos does he have? Are they dark or this? And I'm like, they're super dark. They're all Nintendo and Disney and bands and super scary stuff. Yeah. What do you say?
Oh. We're the complete polar opposite. That you're a theater major, that I pretty much emphasize all of your achievements. That you went so far as to working at FIU and the place that you're at now. That I pretty much, anything that is going on in your life at that moment, you're the topic. Because it's so much easier to talk about something that I know and that I'm proud of, rather than just making chit chat and small talk about things that I don't really care about, because I hate a lot of people.
That I know.
Mm-hmm. What's the pain in me you'd like to heal?
I think your distrust about, like, you've never told me that it was, you never told me like the emotional effect that your father's absence had on you. I think that, you've always been very positive about how your grandfather became that. And I remember when we first started dating and you told me how you legally changed your last name, and going through that process at a young age and like doing it yourself. Like I've always admired how like forthcoming and strong you perceive yourself, and how like punk you kind of are, because you just were like, fuck this guy and whatever. But I think that that, you know, a father is so, especially when you have a chance to know who he is. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that if you'd never known your dad, that would be a different story. You would just know your grandfather and that's it. But I know that you did have some memories with your dad and that it wasn't very healthy. It wasn't? Am I wrong?
I mean, it was about a year, but then again, who really remembers anything when you're 1 year old?
But like never, like you never talked about it with your mom. It was just never.
We had a discussion, but it wasn't really, she just made sure to say that he's not here and I'm here. And he knows where you are, but he's not making the effort. So I took it as it is. It was literally black and white. That if he didn't want to be a part of my life, why would I want to let him in after all these years?
But I think that like that stemmed what you have become, not in like a bad way at all.
No.
But it definitely influenced.
I totally agree, because I see my stepbrothers and stepsisters are like popping out kids left and right, doing drugs, in and out of jail. Like, and the only reason I bring that up is because they still have a connection with my father. So obviously something in that side of the family wasn't going on, like doing anything good. And I try to stay as clear away from that as possible. I had my opportunity to have a relationship with my sister when I was in high school. Had no interest in it.
But like you had no
I
interest,
tried.
or she had no
No,
interest?
I tried, and the thing was that it was more of a drama show, and I felt that I was trying to more take care of her because she was in one of my classes, and she was pregnant at the time. And pretty much the teacher would be picky on her or whatever. It was just a total nightmare. It was everything that you could imagine that someone with no class would bring to school.
But like like you become defensive about things that to me are like trivial stuff. Like it's like such a trivial argument to have and to defend, and you get so about it. And I think that it comes from something that happened to you before, or like a series of things that happened to you as a kid that I might not really know about.
It's more growing up with everything I had to be defensive, because any moment he could snap or my mom could snap. So I didn't really, that's why I'm trying to calm down.
You know, now that like we're talking about this out loud, I think that if there was a hurt that I could fix in you, would have been your feelings of abandonment, because you get like that about your friends. Like when somebody just like isn't consistently a part of your life the way you want them to be, it is your instinct to just like fuck them, forget them, they're horrible people, I don't want to be their friend anymore. And I always feel like I have to pull you back in and be like, you gotta be sensible, you know, people are people, we're all growing up, we all have our own lives, and that doesn't mean that they don't love you, that doesn't mean.
No, I know.
You know, and I do feel that. I think that you like that you're scared of someone going away, but you know that you'll be fine, because you know that you can just like fuck them all, like you can just like move on. And I feel like it's okay to let go peacefully instead of with such like you if they're like I'm dramatic, but when that's your moment of like fuck this and set the fires to the stuff, you know. And I think it could be calmer. Is there anything that you think that you would want to fix in me?
I can't really think of anything. I mean, I was going to say your relationship with your dad, but you're still actively seeing your dad, but more that you should see him a little bit more often so he doesn't have to call you and pretty much guilt trip you into coming in. If I was to fix one thing, it's more that I don't feel that your dad has the right to call you and pretty much guilt trip you into making you come in rather than inviting you to a place. Because it's two very different things. I mean, when he puts your brother and sister on the phone, he's purposely doing that to bring you closer. And it's more the thing that, and your dad are saying the jokes about like, that I'm the one holding you back. I'm the one trying to let you go over there.
Yeah. And I think that my dad just feels really guilty about how I grew up. Like, I feel like he, now that he's older, feels more guilty about the way that his involvement in my life that he couldn't control. And he just didn't have his shit together for a really long time.
And I mean, he's a good dad. He's
a good dad. He's a very good dad. And I am lucky to have him, but, you know, sometimes it's hard because, like, I feel...
Are you ever going to have that conversation with him?
With what time?
Just pull him aside.
It's a conversation I've wanted to have since I was like 13 years old, you know, like...
So don't you think it's a little bit overdue?
It's a conversation that would never be accessible. Like, I could never go up to my dad, and this was my problem a lot of the time. I couldn't have one-on-one time at all. Really, rarely would I have one-on-one time with him. That's why me and always had like...
I had one-on-one time with him.
You did?
It's easy. Just pull him over to the side. You tell, yeah, I need to have a word with Dad.
Yeah, but you did that in the course of a liquor trip.
I seized the opportunity. It wasn't even about going to the liquor store. It was seizing the opportunity to just get in.
I don't feel like I'm lacking in a parental figure. I feel like I have that already. Like, I get something from me and I get something from my father.
I just don't want you to feel that you're holding back anything.
Yeah. No, I don't either, but...
Hey y'all, if you liked the video and want to help us make more, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.